Good evening. It's pissing down outside, but luckily it was a nice day today, so I got some welding done. I made the extension of the steering column, so mounting the steering wheel and the fuel tank can be done indoors. So yeah, the fuel tank arrived. I just realized I could have used the old one, but well, it's here now. Got fuel line, a couple of filters, a lot of screws, and I 3D printed a couple of brackets to mount it. And that's the thing. The plan is to mount it in here. I want the fuel cap to be sticking up here, and of course I could glue it in place or glue some brackets in place on the inside, but that takes too much time, so I'm just gonna put 4 holes and bolts in to suspend it underneath, and then I can remove it if I need to, which is very likely. So yeah, the question is, of course it fits very easily in here, and of course this part sits inside the body. So I want to have the tank mounted towards the steering column as far as possible, because then the tank will sit somewhere like there. I can run the fuel lines down under here and to the carburetor down there, and of course it is a gravity fed system, so but I think that will work. So let's just slap the body on for a final test. That I won't, I mean, I can't have it as far forward as I can, then the fuel cap will be there. Although it should. Let's be bold. Let's put it there. Installed fuel. There's the new steering column. It fits and it turns, which is nice, and it doesn't collide with anything. Nice. That means that the fuel tank is good to go and the front is good to go. I made a bracket to keep it in place. Of course, I'm gonna have to redo the cover I made that's gonna fit around the steering column. but that's a CAD issue. Yes, so then we can remove this puppy and concentrate on the steering column. And of course, and this is an issue I noticed today, don't fall on the camera stand. Of course I got this go-kart steering wheel. Is it even a wheel when it's not round? Well, doesn't matter. It's gonna sit like this. And of course the controls, both the throttle and the brakes, will go on up here. Now you'll notice the same as I do. Of course that angle here doesn't longer correspond to the original setup. So of course the wires need to go outside of the chassis. And this is the throttle cable, and the question is, how easy is that to take off down there and put it back on again? Or I could open the linkage up here, because that will have to be routed out through the body at some point. So that one can come out of the body on this side and then meet up with the rear brake wire and the left brake wire. So yeah. First of all, we're going to drill holes to mount this one, and then tomorrow we can use an angle grinder to shape this to whatever shape fits. And then we're going to take these wires off and reroute them. I mean, the brake wires are easy enough to open there, so it's the throttle link that's the... Well, it's not a big job, but any job I don't have to do is a good job. Well, now there are actually two pre-drilled holes which just have some cover nubbins, because yeah, it's the front loader that's going on there if you have that attachment, which I don't. So I can actually make an attachment that also fit this one. So yeah, so the plan now is basically to drill two holes and down there. So you put the hood on and you just latch it down there. And of course I can make some brackets, but I'm thinking, why don't you do as they do in race cars? Just keep it down with some hooks and loops and straps. Because the only thing this is doing is making it look cool and keeping the fuel tank in, and that weighs 1.5 kilo at best. So what you just want to do, you just want to keep it in place so it doesn't rattle. And with two bolts there, it's really not going anywhere, but it is touching the springs, so we need to notch out a bit here, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, I have to redo this cover plate. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. There's no doubt about it. I'm writing this tomorrow. Doesn't matter how much it rains. Oh yeah. Alright, so the body is on. And there's just some trimming of the edges, but that's for a sunny day. So today we'll attack a very important system. Come on. And that is the exhaust. Now the plan was always to route the exhaust upwards, like on a regular tractor. But I'm not 100% sure, because I need to wiggle the body a bit to get it off. And then if I have a rigid structure like this in the way, that might even make it more difficult for me. So yeah, of course the exhaust usually comes out here at the back, and I could make it easy for myself and reattach it there. But why make it easy for yourself when you because of course it would be cool to have it come out at the side. But I'm not a good welder on pipes. So if I screw this up, then of course I could. Well, the pipe comes out here. And then I could I thought I had more room here, to be fair. I did think that. So I needed to cut this to get it out. I can't actually weld it back together and use the original mounts. Alright, I'm gonna have to cut this in a lot of tiny pieces and weld them back together to reroute this exhaust, and it is the thinnest material thinkable, so I'm just gonna weld these back together and call it a day. Although that does make me feel sad. But as an adult, that's life. You can't get what you want all the time. I changed my mind. This is rigid enough, so I could make a bracket here, but I also thought if I had a smaller tube that could go in there and I could just weld that onto that. So I just slide it in and bolt it there, so this has the ability to slide that way but don't vibrate off. But yeah, and of course the spilled tube from the carburetor is coming out right above this hot pipe. Now that's just for some extra excitement. So yeah, that's it. We got front body on, we got the exhaust on. Now it's just the rear end, but before that I might have a test drive. Although it's pissing down right now, so I think I'll go in and I'll make some bracket and 3D print those while I drink hot cocoa or something appropriate. I printed a new one. I had orange filament which matches the fuel cap, and I also needed an open notch here to fit around there. So yeah. Now originally this comes with a kill switch. We're gonna bypass that, but we need a switch to start and stop it, and I really like these, I don't know what they're called, this airplane style safety switches. So we're gonna install one of those. It's done. I mean, maybe not done, but then again, are any of us ever But yeah, it's ready for a drive. All it needs is some petrol and for it to stop raining outside, and you need to get it down from the table, myself included. I did not think ahead now, did I? But then again, that's a problem for later. So yeah, that was it for this time. See you in the next one. Hopefully for some driving. Let's see if we can't break anything. Or anyone. By that I mean myself. Yeah. Anywho. Oh yeah, like a bug.